going to move away from Dota for a little bit, and we're going to move into some recent news that hit this morning that's absolutely great, and I am incredibly excited for it because I've talked a lot about this in my personal circles and in articles I've written, but Rocket League has made some has just made a huge announcement moving forward, and that they're blasting off to Twitch to make their own league in conjunction with Twitch. Now this is going to be the Rocket League Championships, and it'll be a 3-month season that'll have qualifying events, a tournament, and then eventually finals, grand finals, and so on, with the upwards of, what was it, 55,000 for winning. This is huge. This is huge for Rocket League. Rocket League has 8 million people, but more importantly, it proves a devilishly handsome young esports consultant was right when he put Rocket League in his top 6. 2,000 games to watch in 2016, hashtag plug, right? Now, I briefly mentioned it, and I talk a lot about Rocket League because I think it's an absolutely fantastic game. I think it's a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to play. And so now you have a community that's already has ranked matchmaking, and now you're going to have a competitive community around it. And this is big because Rocket League's team is only 55 people. There's only 25 to 55 people in Psionics, right? It's a small developer located in San Diego, very small office. They don't have the bandwidth themselves to be able to do their own esports events. That's why they've let ESL and so on do it. So why not let somebody with a lot of bandwidth do it? Why not Twitch? So now Twitch has their hands on Rocket League and all Rocket League's doing. And it's unique because I don't know of any other esport games that are running their tournaments through Twitch. I know that, Guild Wars 2 and some of the other ones, they're doing things through ESL which are being shown on Twitch, but now they're cutting out ESL and just going straight to Twitch and having Twitch do all of the operations, having Twitch do the communications, and allowing Psionics, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and they're letting them do the big events, and they're letting them do the direction that they're moving in. We want these events to be here. We want these events to do this. We want the payout to be this. Meanwhile, Twitch goes, okay, we can do that. We can have it there. We'll handle the details. You just worry about the big picture goals. And yeah, and more importantly, it is nice to see a big prize pool, but more importantly, that prize pool is reoccurring every 3 months. So the small developer of 25 to 55 people is able to push out over. Let's see, the grand finals are 55. That's not counting the 10,000, the 2 other qualifier tournaments that are 10,000 each. So that's what, $75,000 every 3 months that they're able to actually push out due to the success of Rocket League. And this isn't just over PC either. They're Rocket League, for those of you who don't know. They're cross-platform, so it's over PS4 and it's over PC, but the 2 games are able to, they're able to play against one another. So if you're playing on a PC, you'll come across people on PS4. And now they're even extending that into Xbox One, right? So when they say that later, other systems will be integrated later, they're talking about the Xbox One. So this is pretty big news, and it's really cool. And they're in conjunction with Steam, so once again, our Valve overlords. But it'll be interesting to see how this community and this culture grows. Now, for Rocket League is also very, very community driven. They have almost all their tournaments are run from independent websites, like either through ESL, or they're run through Reddit, or they're run through I think it's called Esports Garage, which is a community that built a website just to host their own tournaments. So now we have actual support from the developers and from Twitch, and it can just grow exponentially because this is the first kind of tournament of its kind, which should be absolutely fantastic. Now, it's funny because the person who's running Twitch, so Psyonix aside, Pyronix, however you pronounce Rocket League developer's name, push them aside, you have Twitch TV, this juggernaut. We're streaming on Twitch right now. Made up of 500 employees. It's in the 250 to 500 employee category. And it's huge. It's everywhere. I mean, if I went on, when I started streaming, I went onto YouTube Direct, or YouTube Gaming, and it had like 5 games with 20 viewers on it. That's their direct competition. And Azubu, which is always in trouble. Yeah, so Twitch is huge. Heading the esports division at Twitch is a man named Rick Allen. Rick Allen has a lot of ties with Riot. That's where he started, was at Riot Games. And he's come out and said that, hey, I'm leading the charge on Rocket League, and I thought that was pretty fantastic, because Nick Allen, I don't consider it an esport unless you've been fined unless your players have been fined about 5 times. And when Nick Allen worked for Riot, he did a lot of fining. So hopefully he can bring that kind of culture and that kind of commitment to the Rocket League scene. And yeah, oh man. He was the chief finer for Riot Games before he left in 2015. But it's also exciting because Nick Allen has a lot of experience in esports and in developing esports. He watched League of Legends. Before LCS started, he was in charge of the IGN scene for League of Legends, and we're talking some of the best tournaments, some of the best League of Legends tournaments of all times. Have our Riot game or IGN tournaments, and he worked directly with IGN to implement those and to get them going and to make sure the rules and the events ran properly. So hopefully he can bring that kind of commitment and that experience all throughout LCS's development cycle to the Rocket League community. Do I think Rocket League's a bit gimmicky? I don't think Rocket League's a bit gimmicky. I think Rocket League plays out a lot like soccer in the kind of formation. And when you watch it, it's really exciting because you have a very high mechanical ceiling, right? Unlike a lot of other games where I guess the best way to describe it is good Rocket League is akin to watching good Smash Brothers. Have you ever watched Smash Brothers? You'll see these amazing plays and these very flashy moves and a lot of just precise movement. And that's how it is in Rocket League, high level Rocket League. And it's a young game, so it's continuously improving. And you'll have a position like a defender and a midfield and an offensive, an attacker, right? So it'll be very much like soccer to that extent. And that's why I think it has such potential to grow as an esport. That and the fact that it's cars with rockets chasing after an oversized soccer ball. So I think Rocket League, I think this is exciting. I think this is great. I can't wait to see more of this. And to see Nick Allen and the guys at Psyonix continue to develop their game this game that's just absolutely brilliant, absolutely fun to watch, and a great spectator sport. More importantly, more than anything else, Rocket League is a fantastic spectator sport. So I have high hopes, and I think everybody should. I think this is big news, and everybody should keep an eye out for it.